Another thing you can do to make your scene more dynamic, more interesting is color correction. I talked about this a lot in my behind the scenes making a Western video. When I was making Crow's Creek, the skies were completely blue the entire film. The whole film shoot, it looked serene, peaceful, tranquil, beautiful. I didn't want that. It was a horror movie. It was supposed to be dull and gray and cloudy and depressing. So what I did is I spent hundreds and hundreds of hours editing the color in every single shot until the clouds looked gray and the characters were not horribly affected by the shift in color correction. So that was a massive challenge because anytime I tried to turn the blue skies gray, it would then mess up the color on the characters. And then I would have to keep tweaking it and tweaking and tweaking until I got exactly right. Then I would try to save that as a preset and use it on the next shot, and it wouldn't work because it was a slightly different shot. The color in the sky was a little different than the previous shot, so I'd have to start over. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of individual takes that I had to color correct manually without a ton of experience prior. So that was an absolute nightmare. It was very, very, very difficult. I'll show you in this video what it looked like before and after, so you can see how incredibly impressive I am. But on this film, I used some color correction techniques as well. The one that I did most recently, which I think you'll be able to see in this video, is I took a scene that we shot at an apartment complex. It was like a private screening room of an apartment complex, and I wanted it to feel like it was at an arcade bowling alley. So I threw in some bowling alley sound effects, and I put some music in the background that sounded like it would be playing there. But I didn't like the harsh yellow lighting that we were having in that screening room. So I decided to go nuts with it and do what I do in every room, turn it purple. So picture before, after. That's essentially what I did. But instead of using a light, I did it in color correction. The problem with that is that what happens is you actually end up changing your character's face purple, which is not good. Now you may see here, my arm is a little pink because of this light. That happens on a much harsher scale when you're using color correction in the edit. The whole fix it in post mentality, it's not a good thing. It's a funny joke, but the reason it's funny is because we realize that it is a terrible idea. It's irresponsible, and it's a one-way stop to make sure that your editing process takes much, much longer than it needs to take, which is exactly what I'm dealing with now. Now granted, in this particular situation, it wasn't so much a matter of not spending enough time in pre-production as it was the fact that that's really just all we had access to. We didn't have time during the shoot to be more careful with things like that. So I had to really be thinking on my feet at all times while we were filming to make sure that we were able to get everything that we could in camera, and everything that we couldn't get in camera, I would be fully confident that I would be able to take care of it in the edit.